Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have another round of Cards Against My TBR, so stay tuned. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you came by. If you are unfamiliar with my Cards Against My TBR game, I will link a playlist up here so you can go and check out all my past ones. But essentially, I use Cards Against Humanity cards to help choose my TBR, or part of my TBR, because I have multiple TBR games. But last month I said I wanted to take it easy on myself for May because of birthday and because we've got a family trip coming up. And well, something I didn't say in that was one of my birthday gifts this year, we were getting a puppy, and puppy has been all consuming, and reading definitely has gone on the back burner because puppy is all consuming. He requires constant attention except for when he's sleeping, which is what he's doing right now, so I'm able to film. But I have not gotten a lot of reading done since we've gotten puppy. I'm also filming this earlier than normal because I said towards the end of the month we'll be going on a family trip and I won't have time to film and edit this later. So it's currently May 18th, so I'm only halfway through the month. But well, let's just see how I did. So in last month's video, there were two books that I hadn't completed, but I had started and said I would finish by the end of April. And those were Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This was for my card, if you like Stalking Jack the Ripper, you might be a redneck. I did complete this in April. For the card Improv Comedy, I was to read Siri, Who Am I by Sam Tashida, and at the time of filming last month, I was on page 54 of this, and I didn't finish it in April, and I haven't finished it so far in May. I am actually really enjoying it, but I haven't had a lot of time to physically read, and I'm currently on page 188 of this, so I'm like only halfway through it. So this will be carried over. Hopefully I can finish it by the end of May. That's kind of my goal. I'm really enjoying it, and I want to get to the end and see what's going on in this book, but yeah, I haven't finished this yet. So for my other TBR games, I'm not really giving myself any punishments for May. One, because this is halfway through the month, and also because it's my birthday month and puppy and all of that, so I'm not going to give myself the full punishments that I normally would. For this particular game, normally my punishments would be whatever books I haven't finished will have to roll over into the next month, and I won't be able to use any of my Have I Read It selections for the cards. So what I'm going to do for this month is whatever books I haven't completed, I will roll over and have to read in June. But when I'm pulling my cards, I can use my Have I Read It selections this time, just because I think at this point things would get way out of hand if I didn't. And puppy is still a puppy, and so June is probably going to be difficult as well. So for the books that I was supposed to read in May, so for Dad's Famous Chili, I was to read A Hunger Like No Other. I have not read this. For My Anaconda Don't Want None Unless You Got the Sweet Spot, Hun, I have not read this. For Two Tickets to Hamilton, I was to read Richard III by Andrew Matthews and Tony Ross. I have read this. It's a teeny tiny book. For puns, I was to read Well Met by Jen DeLuca, and I have not read this. For All Right Everybody Hold, Kelly, why is there blank on my stage? I was to read the graphic novel Heavy Vinyl, and I have not read this. And then last but not least, for what do you think? Money Grows on Trees. I'm not paying for blank. I was to read the graphic novel Fables, and I have not read it either. So out of all 6 books, this teeny tiny little thing is the only one I've read. Yeah, so all of these are going to get carried over into June as well, if I haven't finished them by the end of this month. Okay. And now you see why I'm allowing myself to select from my Have I Read It's, if those come up. Or if a card I get allows me to use one of those, I will. Okay, so we're gonna start with the question cards. If you don't know, I draw 3 question cards and I draw 3 answer cards, and I find books for each of them. So let's start with the question cards. I'm going to shuffle these up real quick. All right, selecting 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see what we got. For the first card, I have one that requires 2 books. Okay, this one says Adventure, Romance, blank, from Paramount Pictures, blank. Okay, so I have to come up with 2 books, so give me just a minute. Okay, this one took a good bit of thought, but I did manage to get one of my Have I Read It's in it, but not 2. So adventure, romance, strong female protagonist from Paramount Pictures, The Stranger I Married. I think that sounds really good. And a strong female protagonist is actually a graphic novel, and this is sort of a, it kind of sounds a little bit like a mystery or suspense, but also erotica, though it also shows up as historical fiction on something that I looked up, so we'll see. Let me stick this in there. All right, question number 2. You know what's like really funny when you think about it? Blank. Okay, so I don't think that any of these really go well for that. So I'm going to say, you know it's like really funny when you think about it? Sheets. I mean, it's kind of funny. Also, this is a cute graphic novel as well. So that is what I'm going to use for that one. Oh, let me put the card in here. All right, and now for our last question card. In an attempt to recreate conditions just after the Big Bang, physicists at LHC are observing, oh, this one has 2. Oh, okay. Physicists at LHC are observing collisions between blank and blank. Dang it. Okay. Ah. Okay. Give me a minute. I have to think. Okay, for this one, I again managed to get one of the blanks filled with one of my Have I Read It's. So, in an attempt to recreate conditions just after the Big Bang, physicists at the LHC are observing collisions between the dark matter of Mona Star and Sky in the Deep. So these are what I will be reading for that. Oh my goodness, this TBR is going to be just ridiculous. Okay, let me get my answer cards and we'll shuffle those up and see what we have left. Okay, I have my answer cards here, so let me shuffle these up. Okay, and drawing 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, first answer card we have is a whole cheese pizza just for me. Okay, so I'm gonna say either something cheesy and funny, or maybe something involving food, or oh my gosh, I have a book. I can't think of what it's called right now. I have to do some searching, but I have a book about somebody. Oh, it's a Henry. Hold on. Okay, this one is perfect. It is The Night She Disappeared by April Henry. This says, what if you were the target of a kidnapper, but the kidnapper got the wrong girl? Gabby drives a Mini Cooper. She also delivers pizza part-time. One night, Kayla, another delivery girl at Pete's Pizza, goes out with an order and never comes back. To Gabby's horror, she learns that the man who called in the fake pizza order had asked if the girl in the Mini Cooper was working that night. Was Kayla's fate really meant for Gabby? Obsessed with finding Kayla, Gabby teams up with Drew, who also works at Pete's. Together, they set out to prove Kayla isn't dead and to find her before she is. So this one, I think, is perfect for a whole cheese pizza just for me. Yay. Okay, second answer card. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Okay, 30 shirtless bears emerging from the fog. What? 30 shirtless bears emerging from the fog. Okay. Let's say maybe something set in nature. Maybe something with fog on the cover. Or something involving bears. Let's see. I'm going to use one of my Have I Read It's. The Never List by Kothi Zan. Fog on the cover. There we go. Yay. Okay. Whew. All right, one last answer card. Lockjaw. You know, that might have worked for Lockjaw, just because I know that they're like, these girls are kept in a dungeon-like cellar by a connoisseur of sadism, so maybe. Okay. Apparently tetanus, like tetanus disease, is another name, like lockjaw is another name for tetanus disease. And it's because the first sign is like muscular stiffness in the jaw. Other symptoms include stiffness of the neck, trouble swallowing, painful muscle stiffness all over the body, spasms, sweating, and fever. So maybe something with like illness. That might work. I don't think any of these really have anything to do with illness. Let's see. Okay, so for this one, I decided to look up books that have mute characters. And it made me think of that because of a semi-definitive list of Worst Nightmares by Crystal Sutherland does have a character in there that is selective mute. And so I searched for books with mute characters, and A Quiet Kind of Thunder by Sarah Bernard fits that. It says Steffi has been a selective mute for most of her life. She suffers from crippling anxiety, and despite her best wishes, in most situations simply can't open her mouth to get the words out. So I thought that would be perfect for Lockjaw. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books this time, because 2 of my question cards were 2 blank ones. So, these are all the books that I have for June. Plus, I have these books from May. And this one from April. Oh my goodness. Wish me luck, guys. So, have you read any of these books? Did you like them? Did you not? Comment down below and let me know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you.